2 weeks ago, we were in Burgdorf talking about bikes. So I guess it's only fair that today we're leaving Burgdorf by train. But Burgdorf station sees 218 trains depart any normal weekday. Just hopping on any of them would be a bit dull for a video. So instead, we've stayed overnight to catch an early S-Bahn, leaving at exactly 7:01. That does something no other passenger train will do today. This is the story of some of the most mysterious trains on the Bernese S-Bahn network. The S46 and its slightly less remarkable but still interesting siblings. Lines that clearly exist, yet somehow they don't appear on any official map. Bern has 3 of these ghost lines. Trains that run daily, have proper line numbers, like S11, S22, and the previously mentioned S46, but are nowhere to be found on official maps. For a transit nerd, they're like bonus levels in a video game. Real, but hidden. The S11 and S22 are the more straightforward ones. They're essentially express versions of their regular routes. The S1 and S2. They run only at rush hour, bringing commuters into Bern in the morning and back home in the evening. The S22 skips a few stops between Langnau and Bern, shaving off a few minutes of the trip. One train in the morning and one back in the evening. The S11 is already a bit more unusual. It runs from Thun to Bern, but only in the morning, using one of the few available slots on that line to go directly from Thun to Münzingen before following the normal S-Bahn stopping pattern. Smart, efficient, but not especially mysterious. For that, we need to look at the S46. This is where things get interesting. The S46 runs only once a day, connecting Solothurn and Burgdorf with Ostermundigen. It exists thanks to a fascinating experiment between BLS and a non-profit called 42 Hacks. 42 Hacks? The name comes from their goal of boosting Switzerland's public transport modal share from 21 to 42%. How would they do this? They use anonymized cell phone data to analyze how people move between different places. With algorithms, they can even detect which mode of transport someone likely used, based on their route and how quickly their signal moved between cell towers. With that data, they discovered something kind of surprising. A lot of people were traveling between Burgdorf and Ostermundigen, but almost none of them were taking the train. To change that, BLS tried something new, something they called pop-up trains. Test services, which were added to see if people could be swayed to use the train instead of the car. At first, there were 2 morning trips to Ostermundigen and 3 evening returns to Burgdorf. Over time, that was reduced to a single morning train. But that one has stuck. It's been running for a couple of years now, and even appears in the 2026 timetable. As we ride towards Ostermundigen then, we've reached the geeky highlight of this trip. Just before joining Bern's main railway spine, our train turns left, onto a freight-only curve at Bern-Wankdorf. It's the only regular passenger service that does this. It completely skips Bern's main station, taking a shortcut normally reserved for intermodal freight trains running between Germany and Italy along BLS's Lötschbahn-Simplon. This way, passengers avoid a transfer at Wankdorf or Bern's central station. And the train doesn't have to reverse either. The result? A 6-minute time saving between Zollikofen and Ostermundigen. Just 7 instead of the usual 13 minutes. For Burgdorf, that benefit is a little smaller. only about 2 minutes faster overall, as you still need to detour via Zollikofen. But skipping a transfer altogether is still a welcome improvement. So next time you're taking a train in the Bern region, look closely. You might just spot one of Bern's hidden S-Bahn lines. And who knows, it might even share track with some of Europe's most important intermodal freight trains.